Hi everyone, welcome to your add-on future spouse pick a card reading. What we're doing in this specific reading is we're finding out what they do for a living, how they make their money. We're also going to tap into finding out what is the largest energetic influence impacting this connection, whether it is helping to manifest union or it is helping to manifest separation, non-union, okay? Delay union with your future spouse. And then the last thing we're going to tap into is to figure out, what are some action steps or what things you can do to either continue on whatever timeline you might be on, manifesting them in, or speed it up if you so choose, or even to slow it down if you want, if that's what you would want. So this reading actually goes along with the basic reading I posted a couple days ago. Just check the description box below. It's linked there. That video is linked there. And you can also purchase this reading, a personal reading of this kind, if you've already purchased the basic. Or you can go ahead and if you haven't gotten either, just get the extended. The extended actually is both of these readings put together with a discount. Okay, you guys, both readings are $25. And there are other future spouse readings available in the $25 category. So just keep that in mind, you guys, because this is a general reading, so take what resonates, leave behind anything that doesn't. And I am going to be posting a video soon for those of you who are watching watching future spouse pick a card videos, and you're like, yeah, I'm not resonating with that in terms of like, that's not the kind of future spouse that, I'm really connecting to or that I want to manifest in. I'll post a video talking about manifestation and, why we might be manifesting union versus separation, or why we're manifesting in connections with people that we really don't want, okay? All right, so let's get into it. Pile 1, you guys were drawn to the birds card for your add-on. We'll put that over here, and the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get an overall energy for what they do for a living. The overall energy, pile 1. Let's see, pile 1's future spouse. What's the overall energy of what you do for a living? How do you make your money? Ooh, we got the number 10, which is the 10th house. So the 10th house, that is actually the house of career and reputation, ruled by Saturn. They could be a top dog. I don't know why I just heard that, top dog at what they do. So they might be in upper management. They could be an entrepreneur, public relations possibly. They could be in some type of industry where there's like damage control involved. I don't even know what they call that. Auditing, public relations, loss prevention. Let's see, we're gonna find out some more. Feels like your future spouse might be the boss. Okay, definitely might be a boss, if not like the owner of the company. Again, this is a general reading, so definitely a boss. Now, at what level has yet to be seen, pile 1. Pile 1's future spouse. Give us more energy about what you do for a living. I just saw the North Node card peek out. So they're doing what they've been sent here to do. 8th house, this talks about other people's resources. It can talk about what's hidden. This also says endings, beginnings, sex, the occult, mysteries, intensity, obsessions, the underworld, secret, and shadows. Interesting. Let's get a couple more. What do you do for a living? Pile 1's future spouse. Black Moon Lilith. Ooh, man. This says rebellion, seduction, an affair. The other woman / the other man, shame, envy, rejection, revenge, mystery, darkness, sexuality. Stand in your truth. This sounds strange, But infidelity may play a part in what your person does for a living. This is kind of giving me energies of like, it could also be detective work. There's definitely hidden elements involved in what your future spouse does for a living, pile one. Now, I'm not picking up illegal, but you know, there might be, you know, in where illegal activities might be included into what your person does for a living. For instance, as if they're like in law enforcement, okay, or they deal in some kind of a job where, you know, like that would be like loss prevention or theft prevention, right? Because there are elements to their job that feel like things are hidden, things are kept from them, and they have to go find out what those things are, right? What else? Tell me more. What do you do for a living? Yeah, look, it says stand in your truth. I mean, I'm picking up a lot of, you know, theft, loss prevention, having to find out the answers to things. More and more, this is sounding like, you know, detective work, you know, maybe working in the courtroom, maybe having to be, you know, if it's not infidelity, it might have something other to do with, you know, crimes and stuff like that. Things done in the dark coming to the light. Give me one more. Righting wrongs, making wrongs right. But it feels like, you know, yeah, I mean, okay, we'll leave it at that. There is, you know, there is an element to where your future spouse, pile one, is the boss. You know, they're in upper management, or they have some kind of a company. Bail bondsman. Okay, that's something. Bail bondsmen. Give me one more. The 11th house. Yeah, they work for the community, okay, and for the good of the community. This is friendships, group, tribe, the future, common goals, collective creation, hopes and wishes, and humanitarianism. Okay, yeah. So it is. Just think about things like heavy on the law enforcement, whether it's actual like officers or things like that, detectives. Some kind of loss prevention, bail bonds. I feel like they work with, you know, they either work to catch criminals, or they, you know, they could be lawyers, or, you know, divorce lawyers, or, you know, did I already say detectives? Yeah, it feels something like that, okay, in that realm. Definitely their job has something to do, you know, with helping the community in some way. At the back of the deck here, we got potential for growth. We got semi-sextile. I am hearing it isn't necessarily an easy job. It is very high stress, but they do enjoy it. They do enjoy what they do. Okay. All right. So pile one, that is what your future spouse does for a living. Let's find out now. What is the energies largely influencing manifestation? Pile one. What's the largest energy influencing union with pile one's future spouse? Got one. Online. So this is being active on social media, strong social media presence, influencer. Okay, influencer, emails, online dating, and then online business. That might be a clue or a peek to how you might meet this person, pile one. Doesn't necessarily have to be a dating app. There's a lot of people that just kind of, you know, start a chat up with somebody online through, you know, various social media outlets, you know, Facebook groups, Instagram, whatever, and then they just, you know, that's how they end up meeting up, you know. For a lot of you, though, it could be through an actual dating app or a singles group or something like that that is online. Let's get a couple more. We got death. Renewal, transformation, that says an inevitable end, big transformation, shedding required, and a dead end. This also is feeling like something maybe that you, doing things differently, getting outside of your comfort zone, or staying in your comfort zone, because we're talking about like the energies that are largely influencing, you know, union with your future spouse. So, let's get one more. And this could literally be talking like, you know, if you haven't been manifesting them in pile one, or you're just kind of, because we're not actually talking about what to do yet, right? This is saying that somehow the internet is playing a role in whether, you know, you're manifesting them in, or you're, you know, you're manifesting union or separation. The crystal ball here, we got events taking place in the future, inner knowing, occult, and esoteric. Okay, so this still feels like, you know, and it just really depends on the pile that you got in the basic reading, what the timing is. You know, if you got timing that was a little bit farther out, like, you know, years instead of like months, weeks, whatever, there's still something in your energy that is still pushing union with your future spouse out to some point in the future. Okay, it may have something to do with, this says big transformation, shedding required, dead end, and an inevitable end. And then something with online is also influencing, you know, separation versus union. This could be a call for you to, it feels like you need to put it into something. We're already kind of getting into the energy of what may need to be done. Let's look at, yeah, we're going to find out what can you do to help, you know, manifest them in. What can pile one do to help manifest them in? Because with that online, I don't know if you're distracted by online things. And so that's keeping you from, you know, putting an end to something, or experience, you know, keeping you from needing to shed something. Or, you know, I don't know if there's information that you're getting online that might be messing with your perception of, you know, manifesting in a future spouse, or what the deal may be. But something about your online presence, your online activity is largely influencing, you know, your union with your future spouse, good or bad. It's pushing it out into the future is what it feels like here with, you know, events taking place in the future. It may be delaying, I think I already said that. It may be delaying your, you know, some kind of a transformation or a shedding that needs to happen. Possibly. Okay, let's see. What is pile wanting to do? What can pile one do, if anything, to manifest union with their future spouse? What can pile one do to manifest union with your future spouse? Happiness. So this says, feeling happy about your life, an incident that made you happy, a smoother ride through life, and feeling on top of the world. This, I just got the message, pile one, that there may be something online, or maybe you're getting lost online, and it's like, I don't know, if it's throwing you into a thing where you might be focused, like being online somehow is messing with your focus in terms of manifesting in a future spouse. It's like it's hijacking your focus somehow. Let's get two more. What can pile one do to manifest union with their future spouse? Crossroads. Yeah, this feels like that in-between space. We actually do have an in-between card in this deck. This is faced with choices, midst of indecision, facing the possibilities in life, and right of initiation. With pile, okay, yeah, and so that may be what the death needs to be, the dead end. It's like, you know, you're stuck in the middle, I feel. Oh, okay. Now take this if it resonates, you guys. I feel like you're stuck in the middle. There's like, you can go down, you know, one of two or three paths, and your focus gets hijacked somehow. And so rather than making a choice, it's like you're staying stuck in one area. Yeah, okay. That's stagnancy. So this is saying that, and maybe it's maybe the stagnancy is coming from a place of not really knowing which path to go down in terms of like what's going to make me the happiest. So the information that's coming through, and this is just an example, you can apply it to your situation, you know, how it fits, is like, if you are stuck in between, you know, manifesting in a future spouse you have yet to meet versus manifesting in a version of someone you already know, okay? Certain communities call that an SP, or a specific person, and you're kind of getting stuck. You're going back and forth between manifesting in a specific person as your future spouse versus manifesting in a future spouse you have yet to meet, okay? Something like that. And it's like you vacillate back and forth between, you know, calling in somebody brand new, or transforming an existing person that you already know into that person. That's an example, okay? There definitely is a sense here of you needing to make a choice, you needing to choose a path, and, you know, it's like you'll get going down one path and then you'll change your mind or switch your focus and then go down the other path. That's why the future spouse thing is always kind of pushed out into the future. So yeah, literally it's like you need to make a choice. Make a choice and stick to it, okay? And then we got woman here with female friend enters your life, a female romantic interest, a woman will assist you, a woman plays a key role. Let's, that could be talking about tapping more into your feminine energy. I mean, this could be talking about an actual person, okay? What does woman have? What's that here for? This could literally be talking about pile one, that your future spouse, you and your future spouse might have like a mutual acquaintance, might have a mutual, yeah, like a mutual acquaintance or a mutual friend or something like that. This could be talking about, you know, letting your female friends and family know, you know, I'm on the market, you know, do you know anybody? Or just letting them know that you're single, you're interested in dating, you know, because your friends, they should know you. You know, better than a lot of people. Maybe not necessarily your acquaintances, but your friends will usually know, you know, what your type is and stuff like that. So this could be literal, like put the word out to your friends that you're open to dating. If they meet someone that they know is single, you know, you're open to, you know, just going out on a date and stuff like that. But we'll go ahead and clarify what woman is here for. Soulmates. Interesting. This is harmonious partnership, a powerful love, soul family groups. Okay, a bond that helps you grow. This is like, okay, and if it's not a specific person, maybe even call out to your soul family or your soul group for maybe help. Let them know that you're open and receptive to meeting this person, right? Having union with this person. To even maybe even give you signs. So with happiness here, this is feeling happy about your life. We already went through that. This feels more like tapping into that feeling of happiness. Putting yourself in a happy space, you know, going to your happy place, getting yourself in the energy that you would be if, you know, you are right now experiencing union with your future spouse. This could be literally talking about, you know, if you have a hard time doing that, a good way to conjure up that feeling of happiness and joy is by, you know, allowing yourself to recall memories of times when you felt really happy, really joyful, even blissful, right? Is there an ancestors card in this deck? It may not even be just ancestors, but with this literally feels like I mean, you might have a really close friend or family member that's a female pile one, and this is letting you know who that is. It's somebody that you have a really close bond and a soul tie to, like a really good healthy one. That person somehow may actually end up getting you in touch with who's going to turn out to be your future spouse. Like, you know, this is literally you telling that person, I'm single, I'm I'm single and I'm ready to mingle. You know, if you know of anybody or you meet anybody that is single and they're also open to dating, you know, set them up, you know, set it up. Something like that. Because that person, whoever this is going to know your type. They're going to know whether or not you and that other person are probably going to get along and stuff like that, okay? Very specific, very specific action there for you to take, you guys, pile one, okay? And if not, then this is just simply, you know, letting, you know, sending a prayer or allowing your, you know, your soul tribe, your energetic and spirit soul tribe or soul tribe to know that, hey, send them on down. You know, help me with signs to figure out which path to go on here with that crossroads so we're not staying stagnant. Let me know which path to go down, you know, and just keep in mind, you guys, there is a message coming through that sometimes we can self-sabotage by way of indecision. You know, we can get going down a road and feel super excited about it. And then because, you know, we can self-sabotage our happiness, you know, will lose desire or momentum or the urge to continue on down that road, or we start to second guess that road, and so we flip-flop back and forth. That can very well be coming from a space of self-sabotage. And so it really is one of those things, like just pick a lane and stay in it, okay? Regardless of how you're feeling, because it's one of those things, you know, it's like you're not really going to know what the outcome of that lane is going to be until you actually experience it. But staying stuck in the middle, you're not manifesting anything except more separation, right? So if you pick this lane, you know, lane 1, right? And you stick to lane 1 regardless of how you're feeling, regardless of if it's continuing to make you feel excited or motivated or whatnot. Just stay in that lane, you know, until you manifest in what you want. And then if it isn't what you want, then you know for sure, okay, lane A is not for me, or lane 1's not for me. So you know for sure lane 2 is where I'm staying. But you're not going to know. You have to pick a side, basically, is what it is. All right, pile 1. Okay, you guys, I'm going to... yeah, if this resonated, please do me a favor, comment below, let me know what pile you picked. Be sure you're smashing that like button. It's a wonderful way to energetically donate to the channel. Become part of the family. Hit that subscribe button along with the notification bell so you don't miss an upload or a reading. And I will see you guys at your next Future Spouse Pick a Card reading. Bye, guys. Hey, pile 2. Welcome back. My name is Michelle. We're doing another Future Spouse Pick a Card reading. This is the add-on, okay, the add-on reading. It goes with the basic that I uploaded a couple days ago. Both of these readings, if you want to get them personally as opposed to this general reading, you can purchase these for $25 as a personal. Just check the description box below for booking details. We are going to be looking into what your future spouse does for a living, how they make their money. We're also going to be finding out the energies that are largely influencing union with your future spouse, whether it's supporting union or not supporting union, okay? So you're either manifesting union with your future spouse or you're manifesting separation. So which one is it, right? We're going to find out what energy that is. And then we're also going to look into, you know, what you can do to either continue manifesting in union with your future spouse, or, you know, if we find out that you're manifesting in separation, like, you know, your energy is actually blocking your future spouse from coming in, like what you can do to remedy that, okay, you guys? So again, this is the add-on reading. This is, you know, something that you would get after you got the basic reading, which, you know, that video was dropped a couple days ago. I'll link it in the description box below. Yeah, so we're just going to get started, you guys. Just keep in mind, this is a general reading, all right? So take what resonates and leave behind anything that does not. Okay, so pile 2, y'all were drawn to the Clover. Let's find out first what the overall energy of what your future spouse does for a living. What's the overall energy? What does pile two's future spouse do for a living? The number 11, the 11th house. Okay, so the 11th house is all about community, okay? Some kind of service to the community as a whole. They could cater to a large group of people. Doesn't necessarily have to be like a local community. They could be a humanitarian. They can be involved in charity. 11th house is also indicative of like inventing. So they could be in, the energy of inventing something that's futuristic for the greater good. Could also have elements of rebelling against the establishment, right? It could be a missionary. Yeah, something that helps the masses a great deal. We're going to find out more. We're going to get more information about what they do for a living. Pile two's future spouse. How do you make your money? Give us more clues about what you do. Libra. This says love, balanced, indecisive, sweet, peaceful, diplomatic, graceful, partnerships, aesthetics, and then truth and charm. I literally did hear when 11th house came out, I did hear community service. Let's see. Astrological transits favor you at this time. Let's get one more. This is giving me energies of your person. Whatever it is they do for a living, it's like they saw a need for this kind of service, whatever that may be. And, either they got involved in an existing organization or they may have started their own. Okay. I'm picking up energies, pile two, of your future spouse, like restoring maybe historical sites, or it's something that has to do about renovating or cleaning up or restoring or rejuvenating, communities. Going into maybe communities that are dilapidated. I'm not necessarily, I'm seeing communities that maybe look shabby. Buildings are looking like, they're breaking down, things of that nature. Not necessarily Habitat for Humanity, but that could be something. I'm just looking at someone and going into, an existing community and helping to spruce it up, okay, somehow. Helping to spruce it up. Somehow. Like, I'm seeing the buildings being cleaned up, and I'm seeing landscaping being done and things of that nature, okay? That's the largest energy that I'm pulling on, but this could definitely be somebody that might be involved in, like, local community centers, outreach, things of that nature. And then we got conjunction. This is empowerment activates. Okay, so I feel like they work in conjunction with other communities or other entities in terms of, like, government, maybe. They work in conjunction with, maybe local law enforcement, local government agencies. Maybe they get grants for what they do, or they could even just go in and talk to people about access that those people can get to grants to maybe clean up or, rejuvenate or restore their own buildings or whatever it may be, right? Something of that nature. But with astrological transits favoring them at this time, it's your person saw a need for whatever that service is, and they joined it or they formed it themselves. But with that 11th house and that Aquarian energy, they may have actually started this business or this organization themselves, okay? And they probably work in conjunction with government to get some kind of grant or financial aid to help pay them for what they do, right? Something like that. Okay, let's see. Now we're going to find out what's the overall energy that is influencing union with your future spouse at this time. Whether you're manifesting in union with them or separation, okay? What's pile 1 or 2? Sorry, pile 2. Pile 2's future spouse. What's the energy largely influencing this? We got burnout. What's the energy largely influencing union with pile 2's future spouse? We got man. It's funny because pile 2 had a woman come out, and then we also pile 1 had a woman. My bad. We also have the key here. This is a male friend enters your life, a male romantic interest. You guys, let's see. And let me look at key real quick. All right, let me look at what to do. Burnout says having too many irons in the fire, not taking care of yourself, lack of control, all work and no life. For those of you that are attracted to males, you might be burnt out on dating men, okay, for some reason. That's a big one coming through, which, with burnout here being the first thing that comes out, this definitely feels like, the energy that's largely influencing, the manifestation of your future spouse is actually, you're manifesting separation versus union. Let's find out. What can pile 2 do to manifest union? We got stepping stone. This is taking one step at a time. Don't rush the journey. Gradually building on success and the start of something bigger. What can pile 2 do to manifest union with their future spouse? There's soulmates. Harmonious partnership, a powerful love, soul family, soul group, a bond that helps you grow. Let's get one more. Okay, let's get one more though. I'll tell you what. We got fluidity. Now this is going to be for some of you, okay? For some of you. This is only going to be if it resonates. You're going to know if it resonates because this may be a question that you're kind of battling back and forth in your mind. If you have had the, the urge, the desire, okay, even if it's just a curiosity at this point to, maybe see if you should bat for the other team, okay, this is kind of like a green light. Like, yes, go do that. Because I do feel for some of you, a lot of you that are tuning in, you are, attracted to males, okay, attracted to men, and you're feeling burnt out on whatever energy you've been encountering with men, okay, and with solutions here, there might be a sense of confusion because it's like you don't know what to do. And it may very well be that your future spouse is not a man. Okay? That's for some of you where it resonates. If that doesn't resonate, for sure you're not attracted to women, or any other gender or whatever. Because like I said, this is a general reading, so just put your energy where you see fit. Okay, for sure you're not attracted to anything other than the gender you've been attracted to up to this point. That message is not specifically for you, okay? What we do have here is a feeling of being burned out, okay, on the status quo. Like what you have been doing up to this point has not been helping. And so this could very well be pile 2, kind of like an invitation for you, like to let you off the hook. Like, okay, listen, with stepping stone and soulmates and then fluidity, it's more or less kind of like, because man energy here could also talk about burnout on taking action. It could, because there's nothing in here to talk about masculine energy, which is taking action, right? Versus feminine energy, which is all about, kind of just releasing and resting and letting things unfold as they're going to unfold. Like, there's a time in the manifestation process where you work, all right, you put the seed in the ground and you work the ground and you do that and you do this, and then there's a time where you take your hands off the wheel and you just let the universe and the environment, the earth and the sky and the elements do their job, right? So this feels like that's for those of you where it does not resonate, that, to go maybe try batting for the other team for a minute. Okay. Now this could also be for those of you in that situation too. The other, what do they call that? Suggestion here is to tap more into, like, just to let it go. Like, you've been doing too much in terms of trying to manifest in a future spouse, to just let go of trying to manifest them in. Having faith that the seed is planted. The universe got the order. The universe knows what you want. Okay, you planted the seed, pile 2. You've planted the seed. You've worked the ground. You did what you could to make the soil as fertile as possible. There's nothing else you can do. Just walk away. Every now and again you can just kind of check on it to see, make sure that it's getting watered properly and stuff like that. But it's one of those things where it's like, it's not an everyday thing for you now. Go find something else to do and get your mind off of, manifesting in a future spouse. With soulmates here, this says soul family and soul groups and bonds that help you grow. Okay, so this is literally giving me energies. This is so specific, okay? To go out there and, start calling in your soul family, okay? Start meeting up with people locally where you're at. People that have the same interests as you, people that you can build bonds with in the meantime, because you never know, you might meet your future spouse through those people. Okay, so become a lot more active, possibly, in like your own community. That may be how you meet them. It's like you need yourself to get out there, but it's like not to get involved in organizations. The message coming through for you, pile 2, is you might actually cross paths with your future spouse the more active you become in your community. But not necessarily through like, community service and stuff like that. It's just, just making friends with people locally. And that may somehow help you cross paths with your future spouse. With fluidity here, it says staying flexible and adaptable, keeping an open mind, going with the flow, and being teachable, okay? There is an element here of maybe you having or needing to get out of your comfort zone, especially if you have been hermiting for quite a while. I'm not getting too strong of an energy on that, but you're going to know if that's what you've been doing. And it says with stepping stone, you just take it one step at a time, okay? But especially if you are experiencing the energy of burnout when it comes to manifesting your future spouse, that is a hallmark sign, pile 2, that it's time now. The seed's in the ground, let it go, walk away, trust that the universe is going to provide what is needed for that seed to take root and to finally sprout at some time. All right, you guys, we're going to end your reading there. I hope that it resonated. If it did, please do me a favor. Make sure you're smashing that like button for me. It's a wonderful way to energetically donate to the channel. Comment below. Let me know what pile you picked. Let me know how it resonated. And then become part of the family by hitting that subscribe button along with the notification bell so you don't miss a reading or an announcement. And I will see you guys at your next future spouse pick a card reading. Bye, guys. Hello, pile 3. Welcome back. My name is Michelle. We're doing another future spouse pick a card reading. This is the add-on, okay, to the basic future spouse pick a card reading that I just dropped a couple of days ago. Check the description box below for that video, because this reading goes along with that one, okay? And just for those of you that are not familiar with my channel or me, these are actually the exact readings that I have available for you to buy personals if you would like a personal reading, because this is a general, okay? The add-on reading, we look into what your future spouse does for a living, like how do they make their money. Then we also look into the energies that are largely influencing manifesting your future spouse in, whether, you know, that energy is manifesting in union or manifesting separation. And then we'll look into, you know, what you can actually do to either continue to manifest union, or, you know, if we find that you're manifesting separation, like what you can do to correct that or remedy that. Okay, you guys, so the basic reading is $25, and then if you want to buy a personal, the add-on reading is also $25. Now, there is something called the extended, so the future spouse extended reading is available, so it's both the basic and the add-on together. It's like, it's 2 readings in one, and there's like even a little bit of a discount if you get the extended, okay? Just check the description box below. It's going to be under the future spouse personal readings, okay? So pile 3, this is a general reading. Take what resonates, leave behind anything that doesn't. We're going to get started with your what your future spouse does for a living, like how are they making their money. So you guys were drawn to the ring. We're going to pop that lovely card over there. Let's see, let's find out what's the overall energy that pile 3's future spouse does for a living. What do you do for a living? What's the overall energy? We got the number 11, which came out in one of the other readings. I won't tell you which one, but if you were if you were drawn to it, there might be, I don't know, there might be some information there. All right, so the 11th house, that is ruled by Aquarius. It can be indicative of somebody that might work for charitable organizations. You know, the 11th house covers community, right? Community service or service to communities, service that help, you know, or just things that help just humanity as a whole. You can think about missionary work, inventions, charitable organizations. Yeah, we're gonna get more clues to find out what they do for a living. We got the 6th house. Interesting. Health, diet, daily routine, service, work habits, pets, fitness, skills, organization, and details. What do you do for a living? We got the solar eclipse. Shocking event, fast changes, new chapter, leaving what is familiar. We got Aquarius energy wanting to come out again. This is feeling lost in reinvention. Oh, and then we got solar, we got reinvention, and then I just saw Aquarius, and so we'll get another card out here in a minute. Let me get one more card. I'm picking up energy of like relocation. With the 7th house, this could be like, you know, families. This is marriage, relationships, equality, business partners, true love, justice, friendship, rivals, energy, and contracts. I just heard re-education. There's a lot of reason here, reinvention and re-education. So it may be, your future spouse may be, pile 3, your future spouse may be involved in some kind of an organization that might train people. I mean, this is also giving me reparenting, okay? Yeah. Especially with, you know, the 6th house, because the 6th house deals with daily habits. Things that you do daily to make, you know, lifestyle changes, things of that nature. This feels like, you know, pile 3, your future spouse may be helping, you know, the community, or just, you know, and it doesn't feel like, maybe it's not necessarily a local community. This feels more humanitarian more than anything. It does. It feels like it's re-education is big. Okay, so they work in re-educating specific demographics of people. It could be, you know, people that you know, teaching people how to be better parents. Maybe they help with troubled youth. But this feels like something, I mean, obviously, this is something that your future spouse does for a living. Yeah, okay. I mean, we're keeping it general because this is a general reading. So, I mean, in the best forms that I can think about how to explain what your future spouse does for a living, reinvention, more, it feels like re-education and reparenting, okay? Re-educating somebody. Yeah, you know, and even reinventing what they've done. Maybe they've been doing something up to a certain point which has not been getting, the best results. And so your future spouse comes in and they teach specific groups of people how to become better, whatever, fill in the blank, right? Better husbands, better wives, better parents, better bosses, better employees, just something like that, okay? As I just heard reinventing the wheel. A lot of Aquarius energy coming through. Yeah, we do have the 11th house, which is, indicative, which is ruled by Aquarius. I saw the Aquarius card want to flip out earlier, and then we've got energy here of reinvention. A lot of Aquarian energy coming through. Yeah. So it feels like whatever they're doing, your future spouse is seeing a specific group of people. It could be just the family dynamic in and of itself, right? Being a very important building block in a person's life or in the community or whatever. And it's like, okay, they're seeing a problem and they're looking down at what's the root of that problem. And it has something to do with maybe reparenting, or something of that nature. It feels like they deal with families, though. Families specifically. Yeah, that's the overall energy. Okay? Teaching somebody how to be a better parent, better husband, better wife. That's the overall energy. With shocking event here, though, this also feels like, maybe they work with people after a shocking event happened. This gives me more troubled youth kind of a thing, okay? A youth getting in trouble, or whether it's a youth getting in trouble in terms of like criminal activity, or a youth getting in trouble in terms of like getting hurt. I don't want to have any trigger warnings in here, but I'm sure you can kind of surmise what I'm talking about. And then, your future spouse going in, or that, the family with that person going in and re-educating them how to be a better, just the whole unit as a whole, how to be a better support system for each other. Something along those lines. I know it sounds and we got Chiron at the bottom of the deck, which is healing, okay? Healing the soul wounds, healing pain, spiritual growth, wounded healer, yeah, making amends and stuff like that. It really does feel like your future spouse has something to do about healing the family unit, okay? Some way, shape, or form. Healing the dynamics of a healthy family union. I was going to say unit, and a union came through, okay? All right, now we're going to find out what the energies are that are influencing this connection with your future spouse, whether you're manifesting union or separation. Pile 3 is future spouse. What's the energy largely influencing Pile 3's connection with your future spouse at this time? We got crystal ball. We also have angel. So the crystal ball says events taking place in the future. So that already kind of lets you know that the energy that you're in, or the energy that's largely influencing your connection with them, Pile 3, is keeping connection with your future spouse somewhere out in the future. Okay? With angel here, it's interesting because it says divinely guided, asking for help from your angels. You are protected. Pay attention to signs and dreams. Let's get one more. What's the energy largely influencing Pile 3's connection with their future spouse? Anger. Do you have an anger problem? And then we got serendipity. Those two wanted to come out together. So, I mean, that could be frustration too. Now, anger says you feel you've been wronged, arguments / disagreements. It says temper / egos clashing, pent up anger. We've got serendipity with divine intervention. We got divine here twice. We got divinely guided and then divine intervention. So I mean, I'll be honest. There's good news and bad news. Okay, so the not so good news is that there is conflicting energy here that that seems to delay. It seems to be delaying, your future spouse, you experiencing union with your future spouse in the 3D. It may have it may have something to do, and this feels like you might already know, okay, because of you may have called in the help of the universe or guides or something to kind of help you get past whatever it is that is. Yeah, I do feel like you already know this. I do feel, pile 3, you are already aware that you're in the energy of something that is delaying union with your future spouse, and you're in the midst of working with, God, source, the universe on clearing that up, okay? This anger, though, whatever that energy is, this something about, pent up anger, temper / egos clashing, arguments, and something very chaotic maybe in your energy. Yeah, pent up anger could just be that too. Let's find out what can be done. What can pile 3 do? It literally says dating. Being open to love, seeing somebody specific, going on more dates, feeling good and flirting. And for those of you where you have been dating, this is more like, because it literally, like, you can go on dates, but subconsciously actually not being open to love. And, love and anger here, they don't mesh. Okay, so there's this energy of anger. Maybe it's still beneath the surface, pile 3, that is really kind of repelling connection with, a future spouse at this point in time. I do feel like you're in the midst of working, with that, working on that. Pile 3, what can pile 3 do to manifest in union with your future spouse? What can pile 3 do? For those of you that are not dating, okay, you're waiting for your future spouse to just kind of like fall. Not to say that it's not that can't happen, okay? Not to say that it's not it can't happen, but it's like, this is just guidance from the universe, really letting you know what you can do to help bring them in, okay? Yeah, you can definitely sit back and, if you've got it in your energy to call them in where they can literally manifest at your front door, that certainly can happen. But if you want union to happen faster, okay, there's something about actually dating, like get out and go out on dates, all right? Some of you, that might require some of you to come out of your comfort zone a little bit. And we got the past. Putting the past behind you. This says feeling nostalgic, mentally reliving the past, the return of past lovers / friends, and the return of a past situation. Putting the past behind you, okay? That may have a lot to do and may be connected to the anger energy that is here. Maybe that is what you're working with, the divine with, to help you put that behind you. And if that's the case, there's no need to rush the journey at all, go at your own pace, I know it can be it's very much easier said than done. It can be, putting the past behind you definitely requires some shadow work, which I feel you're already in the midst of doing. And then we got, let's see, I just saw the star. What can pile 3 do to manifest in union? I'm getting messages, pile 3, that something about the past is getting in the way. It may be a fear or a doubt that is brought up from the past. This could be largely subconscious, like you dwelling on something in the past. And the past is something like it's a filter that you're looking
things through. You're looking at things through, and the need to, you know, file that in the past. Okay, what else can pile 3 do? Just give me one more card, please. What can pile 3 do to manifest in union with their future spouse? Celebration, parties, social events, happy outcomes, groups. See, this is more like you literally, you want to know what you can do to help manifest in union with your future spouse, pile 3. Get out of the house. Go out on more dates. Socialize more. You know, literally, it's like group events, you know, go out, go to parties, you know, become a little bit more social. That could maybe possibly trigger, you know, I don't know, especially if you're kind of feeling resistant to doing that. It may trigger something, right? But just remember, you're in the midst of working that out. And, you know, if you don't know how to dissolve triggers so that you're never triggered by those things again, I do have another channel. It's called Your Wish Fulfilled. There's a couple of videos linked in the description box below. Start with the one that talks about manifesting in union versus separation. Start with that one first. And then the next one is the process of how to actually dissolve the triggers. It's called Releasing the Wants, okay? Yeah, that's just kind of like the summarization on how to do shadow work, okay? But literally, I mean, this is so literal. Pile 3 for you to manifest in union with, to help manifest union in with your future spouse. Like, go out and party, be more social, attend more group events, go out to, you know, socialize and go out more, date, go out on dates, okay? Allow yourself to feel good and flirty, be a little bit more flirty, smile more at people, you know. I know people hate that when they're like, oh, you know, don't tell me to smile. Smiling, you guys, is a natural response to feeling happy, right? And so I don't know exactly why people find it so irritating, and I'm not judging. I know, and I guess I can understand if you're feeling angry, it can really piss you off when somebody was like, "Oh, smile." Oh my God, why are you frowning? You know, like, just leave me alone. Just let me be, you know, just let me be mad, all right? You know, let me be mad, let me be depressed. I totally get it, because when you're already kind of in that spiral, you know, and somebody comes along and tells you to just smile, okay, I get it. And, you know, when you're working through dissolving that anger, working through, you know, dissolving that trauma or those triggers or whatever it may be, you are going to tap into more of, you know, just your natural, you know, because that's pain, right? That's pain that has been covering up the truth of who and what you truly are, you know. And underneath all that pain is, you know, love and peace and joy and just, you know, right? It's like an inside glow up. And when you're feeling that good, a natural byproduct of that, even when you're not thinking about it, is just smiling. Your face lights up, right? And so, you know, allowing yourself, and you know what, the weird thing, and I experienced this myself, you know, when I was going through my own inner glow up, I was in such a habit of not addressing people in terms of, I wouldn't even look at them. Like, you know, I had this thing about not even looking people in the eye or whatnot. And I was in such a habit that it felt weird for me at first to look at someone and just smile and say hi, you know, and just smile. It felt weird for the longest time, and now it just comes naturally. I don't even, you know, sometimes it's just spontaneous and I don't realize I'm doing it, right? And so, like, yeah, like allowing yourself to feel good and to be more flirty, allowing yourself to, you know, because that kind of lets people know I'm available. You can talk to me, you know, I'm receptive to be approached, right? And so, you know, getting yourself to that space within where you feel comfortable just looking at someone and smiling and saying hi. You know, that's part of socializing. That lets people know that you're open and receptive to being approached. Because a lot of the times when we're in this anger energy up here, we don't feel comfortable being approached. And so that's the energy that we're wearing. You know, we're, without even knowing it, we might be frowning. We might just have this leave me the F alone, you know, expression on our face. And so we don't look approachable, you know. And so if you're wanting to manifest in a future spouse, it's like, you know, there might be something about your energy, pile 3, whether you're aware of it or not, that is very hesitant, very closed off to it, okay? And it's a self-protective measure is what it is. And it's largely subconscious, okay? And so, yeah. That's the energy of, you know, what you can do to help call them in. Okay, you guys, we're going to end your reading there. I hope that it resonated. If it did, please do me a favor. Make sure you're taking a moment to smash the like button for me. It's a wonderful way to energetically donate to the channel. Comment below. Let me know what pile you picked. Let me know how it resonated. And then if you want to become part of the family, hit that subscribe button along with the notification bell so you don't miss a reading or an announcement. And I will see you guys at your next Future Spouse Pick a Card reading. Bye, guys. Hello, pile of 4. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Michelle. We're doing another Future Spouse Pick a Card reading. This is the add-on, okay, the add-on reading, which is meant to go alongside with the basic reading that was posted a couple of days ago. Just check the description box below. If you haven't seen it, I'll post the link to the video there. Yeah, and so this reading is going to be where we look into what your future spouse does for a living, how they make their money. We're also going to look at the energy that is largely influencing your connection with your future spouse, whether that energy is favoring union versus, you know, separation, because we're always manifesting whether we know it or not. So we're either manifesting in union with our future spouse or we're manifesting in separation. So we're going to find out what energy you're in. And then we're also going to find out what you can do, if anything, to help either continue manifesting in union or to help remedy the situation if you happen to be manifesting in separation with them. All right, you guys. So just keep in mind, this is a general reading. Take what resonates, leave behind anything that doesn't. I do have personal readings available if you would like for me to exclusively tap into your specific situation with your future spouse. This reading right here is actually called the add-on, okay? That's for you if you've already purchased the basic. Both readings, the basic and the add-on, are both $25 a piece. You can actually get a reading called the extended, that is the basic and the add-on together in one reading, and you get a little bit of a discount if you do it that way. All right, but those links are in the description box below. Just look at the future spouse category, they'll be in there. Okay, you guys, we're gonna get started. Let's see, pile 4. Let's find out the overall energy of what your future spouse does for a living. What does pile 4's future spouse do for a living? The 8th house. Okay, we're definitely going to have to get some more information on that one. The 8th house is ruled by Scorpio. It can talk about other people's I just heard you down with OPP, other people's property. Anyway, it can deal with other people's resources. You know, it can also deal with death, rebirth, sex. There might be, you know, some research and development that is in there somewhere. Okay, think about insurance. They could be a detective. They could be in maybe inheritance somehow. Handling people's estates after they die. Yeah, we're going to get some more information to see what that is. Very mysterious. I am picking up energy that it may be, it's not an everyday kind of a thing. It's not like going to be it's not going to be a position that you're used to hearing. Maybe. We'll see. What's the energy that pile 4's future spouse? What do you do for a living? It's interesting. That's what it is. It's going to be interesting. Or maybe you're going to find it interesting. What's the overall energy of what you do for a living? Give us some more clues. It says we got the new moon. A new start, first phases, looking ahead, paying attention to new people, opportunities, and experiences that the universe puts in your path. What do you do for a living? 7th house. Ooh, okay. This is marriage, relationships, equality, business partners, true love, justice, friendship, rivals, enemies, contracts. Okay, let's get one more. Your soul has returned. Okay, let's get one more. This says your soul has returned to learn many lessons. So that your future spouse, pile 4, is doing what they came here to do. Like, you know what I mean? This is whatever their job is. It's their purpose. It's part of their purpose. What do you do for a living? Give me one more. 1, do you do for a living, Libra? Which is more energy with partnerships. There's a couple of things coming through. Now, I just said I think you're going to find it very interesting in what they do. With the 8th house overall, this feels more like your future spouse having something to do with maybe strengthening the bond in existing marriages and relationships somehow, and it may have something to do with sex. It may very well have something to do with sex. If not sex, and it can definitely be something with just what we would call the occult, okay? The occult is like what's hidden and stuff like that. For those where it's more mundane and not so esoteric, it could literally be somebody that goes in and formally draws up contracts having to do with, like prenups and stuff like that, okay? I do feel like marriage though, relationships, marriage and or romantic relationships is somehow involved. We do have contracts here. Okay, we do have contracts here, so there might be, there might be contracts involved in what your future spouse does for a living. Something that they do or they share or they help couples with helps to restore balance within the connection. With the new moon, this is a new start. First phase is look ahead, pay attention to new people, opportunities and experiences that the universe puts in your path. This feels so specific, which is why I'm kind of trying to stay away from things that are really, really specific. It does, because I'm not, it's a general reading. And so it could literally be that your future spouse, I don't know, like they're able to go in and it says a new start though. Well, I mean, it could be brand new couples that your future spouse works with. It could be, okay, I'm seeing some more examples. They could be a counselor. You know how like when people get married, they'll go to like a premarital counselor to get premarital counseling and stuff like that. That could be something. They could be literally be in marriage counseling. They could work through a specific maybe religious organization if, that's what, if that resonates with you. There's this feeling of your future spouse being like the outside, like being able to be on the outside looking in and helping to provide, couples with another perspective. I'm not picking up a large energy of them counseling couples on like marital troubles. It's not a large energy in that. This just feels like your future spouse helping to restore balance or helping couples find the balance within their own personal dynamic. You know what I mean? That can include, marriage counseling for existing married couples who are, what just came through? Pile 4, it's like your future spouse helps couples like find and maintain the spark between them, the attraction. And that may be by way of working with maybe one of the partners. Yeah, it feels more like that. Helping to find and or restore or keep the balance by way of the spark. Okay, the spark of attraction, the spark of, polarity, something like that. Okay, polarity meaning like, within romantic connections, there has to be a divine feminine and then a divine masculine. We're not talking about genders, right? It doesn't have to be that way. But in order for there to be polarity or attraction, I should say, in order for there to be attraction and magnetism between a romantic couple, there has to be somebody that is functioning in their divine masculine and then the other person is functioning in their divine feminine, okay? That's how attraction in a connection is is maintained. Because when you've got two people presenting in the same energy, that's when it becomes more like roommate status, right? It becomes stale. It's like, yeah, you might be the best of friends, but the attraction itself is kind of lost. You know what I mean? That feels more like what they do for a living. Something along those lines. I'm hearing it's the spark. It's helping people to find the balance within their own personal dynamic by way of, finding the spark, keeping the spark, maintaining the spark, something like that. And I'm sure there's like multiple ways to be able to do that. Sex is one of them, right? Definitely, not exclusive though, I don't know how big that industry is, but anyway, okay. Now we're gonna find out what the energy is that's largely influencing your connection with your future spouse, pile 4. What's the energy largely influencing pile 4's connection with you? What's the energy largely influencing pile 4's connection with your future spouse? Is it helping them to manifest union or separation? We got anger. Woo, okay. It says you feel you've been wronged, arguments, disagreements, egos. Temper/egos clash. Did we just find mountain? Look, you guys, mountain's coming up again. This says obstacles and challenges, possible delays, patience needed. Okay, so right off the bat, I am picking up that whatever energy you are in, it's feeding separation more than it is, feeding union. So it's not so much drawing your future spouse in as it is pushing them away, okay, energetically. Let's get a couple more. I just heard unforgiveness. Is that here? Yeah, no, that's not there listed there. I heard unforgiveness here. That could be towards you, towards somebody else. Let's find out more. Snake. Now, I know in other decks, and yes, this does here talks about jealousy and envy. Okay, so there's some energies coming out here, pile 4. We got, let's see, time of healing, shedding old skin, secret knowledge, jealousy and envy, and then we also have pent-up anger, temper/egos clashing, arguments/disagreements. I'm also picking up on a very defensive energy. Are you kind of a defensive person by nature, pile 4? Are you, and I'm not being condescending. I'm legitimately asking, are you feeling triggered by me even asking you if you're jealous and envious, or, if you're feeling defensive? That's a real energy, right? And when you're really in that energy, even if, you get upset by it, or, being triggered itself, when people talk about being triggered, we're talking about a real emotional response. And, emotion is a very potent energy. And, there is a way for triggers to be dissolved. If you are new to my channel and you don't know how that is, I actually have another channel. It's called it's called Your Wish Fulfilled. There's a couple of videos I want you to check, okay? If you're resonating with this, where you know that you're very defensive, you're easily triggered by other people, you tend to get into disagreements and arguments very easily, that you're dealing with pent-up anger, there may even be jealousy and envy, that you're experiencing, and there's no shame in that, just like there's no shame in experiencing shame. It's a programmed emotional response, right? There's a way to dissolve that. And so start with the video that's called How to Stop Manifesting Separation. That video is linked in the description box below, along with, after that, there's another video called Releasing the Wants, and that is actually the process of dissolving whatever the trigger might be. Okay, you guys? Because this is right off the bat. There's specific energies coming through here: anger, jealousy, and envy. Okay, that's what's manifesting in separation. That's what's continuing to manifest separation between you and your future spouse. So very specifically, though, let's talk about anger. And it may be with, that jealousy, envy, anger, that that unforgiveness might be going towards, this is pointing specifically to somebody, okay? And yeah, there may be an element of you needing possibly to forgive yourself also for the part and the role that you played in whatever that relationship is, if that resonates, right? If it's applicable. Anger, unforgiveness, jealousy, and envy towards somebody that you may have thought, and could still be, a soulmate, right? Whether it's karmic or not, there's definitely a tie to that person still because of that energy, not letting go of a debt that maybe you feel they owe you, okay? And I'm not saying that they don't owe you that debt at all, but it can be kind of futile. It's a futile, what do they call that? It's a futile use of our energy, wanting someone to pay a debt they either cannot pay back or they just absolutely refuse to pay back, right? And so that's really what the purpose of forgiveness is, because there's so much of your energy going into needing this person to either apologize, to right their wrong, or to see things a certain way. And yeah, that would be nice, right? That would be nice. And, while we can actually, I know this might be news to some of you, for some of you it may not be, we can actually manifest, we can manifest things from people, like, behaviors. We can manifest an apology. But what you often don't see, and you'll find this out when you go through to my other channel, is that when we release the attachment and the craving and the need for that thing from that person is when we actually receive it, right? There's something that's making up that craving and that need and that jealousy and that envy that you can work through dissolving, where you can get yourself in a space, pile. And my throat is wanting to close up. Ooh, throat chakra stuff coming through. Maybe this is somebody you can't talk to, or you don't have the ability to speak to. That could be a lot of where you might be feeling stuck, and I forgot where I was going with that before my throat closed up. Yeah, you can get yourself into a space where you can dissolve so much of the anger and the jealousy and the envy, the energies that are making up that craving and that need for your person to, pay whatever debt that you want them to pay. You can put yourself in a space where, yeah, it would be nice for them to tell you that they're sorry or to pay back what, the debt that, if they can, right? It would be nice if they can. And, you're fine if they don't. You're not saying it's fine. You're not saying that it's fine if they don't. You're not saying that. It's not necessarily letting them off the hook. It's saying, like, I'm fine regardless of what you do or don't do, right? That's really what the essence of forgiveness is, and that's why people say it's not for them, it's for you. It's letting you off the hook because you're spending so much of your emotional energy wanting this person to do something that they're not, either they're not gonna do or they literally cannot do. Okay, I hope that makes sense. What can pile 3 do to manifest in their future spouse? Or 4, sorry. What can pile 4 do to manifest in their future spouse? What can pile 4 do? What steps can pile 4 take? We got birth. We got new opportunities, starting over, reinventing yourself, birth of a child idea or a project. And part of reinventing yourself is allowing yourself the space and the time to undo and unravel a lot of the emotional energy, because you may actually see yourself as an angry person. You may actually see yourself as somebody that is not a people person because of how angry you can be, when really that's not you, that's your pain. That's for some of you, because this is talking about reinventing yourself, but really all you're doing is you're becoming who you've always been, prior to, being bit by a snake or however many snakes you feel you may have been bitten by, right? Oh, this, I don't want you to take this the wrong way, pile 4, but this is literally the message that is coming through. In order for you to manifest in your future spouse, you're going to have to become a whole new person. Which, it's like I said, it's not so much becoming a whole new person, you know, because who you think yourself to be truly is, you know. And again, you guys, if you're not familiar with my other channel, please go check it out. It's called Your Wish Fulfilled, and those 2 videos that I mentioned, because I'm having a hard time explaining it here in this you know, reading, that who you think yourself to be is not actually you at your core. Okay, that's pain. A lot of you guys are identifying with your pain rather than the truth of who you are, because you may have forgotten, or maybe you've never even experienced life without it, right? Life without that pain. And so it's not that who you are now isn't good enough. It has nothing to do with that. It's your pain. You are living life, you know, as your pain personified, as your shadow personified. And so the reason why, you know, you're continuing to manifest in separation with your future spouse is because you're in the energy of feeling anger and feeling pain, and you're wanting to manifest in a future spouse because you want to be happy, you want to feel joyful, and the energy that you're in constantly just does not align with that. And so literally it's like you got to reinvent yourself by processing out and removing that pain, which can be done, okay? Can be done. And it doesn't take as long as you would think. It's just a new way of doing things. Again, just check the description box below for those 2 videos, okay? But literally, you want to know what you can do to stop manifesting in separation between you and your future spouse. Is like, you got to become a whole new person, okay? You got to become a person that isn't, you know, covered in pain and anger and jealousy and envy. And it's, you know, not saying it's not, it has nothing to do with blame, okay? It's just, it is what it is, okay? It just is, it's energy. It just is what it is. Let's get a couple more. What can pile 4 do to manifest in their future spouse? Union. Higher power. Choosing your highest good, aligning with you. There you go. Aligning with your higher self, which you are your higher self, you know, underneath all of that pain, right? That's who you really are. You're not your pain. A lot of us don't know that though, and we identify with our pain. We think we're angry, like that's part of our identity. Like we're just an angry person. We're not people, you know, we're not a people person. We're just, you know, we're shy, you know, you know what I mean? It's like, you'd be surprised at who you really are when you dissolve a lot of these emotional, you know, emotional energies that are basically programmed into our nervous system. We think that's who we are, but that's not, right? That's pain. Yeah, it says aligning with your higher self, which is connected to spirit. And, you know, when you are aligned with your higher self, which is connected to spirit, that's going to automatically, it says, put you on the path of your divine, which in this instance, it's going to automatically put you on the path to your future spouse. Let's get one more. Children. Wow, we got babies and children here. This could be indicative of inner child work needing to be done, getting in touch with your inner child. Okay, this is raising your children, helping or working with children, starting a family, emotional and mature behavior. Which, you know, we can, if we are highly triggered, because, you know, we've gone through years just, you know, picking up emotional baggage along the way, we can be very easily triggered. You know, it can be seen as emotional immaturity, you know, because how is it wanting to,
And it's not your fault necessarily. It's one of those things where, you know, you can't really blame a lake of gasoline for how quickly it explodes when somebody comes by and just, you know, flicks maybe a lit cigarette into it, right? That lake of gasoline may have been building up for years and years and years, and so, you know, what may have caused like just a simmering fire before, because, you know, things have been building up for so long, it's like the littlest spark can just, you know, start a catastrophic explosion, right? And that's because, you know, that emotion has not been processed. Those triggers have not been worked through and processed out, okay? Again, that information, how to process and work through and dissolve those triggers, how to dissolve that lake of gasoline, in the description box below, okay? All right, you guys, we are going to end your reading there. I hope that it resonated. Thank you so much for hanging out with me again today. Be sure that you're smashing that like button for me if this did resonate. Comment below. Let me know what pile you picked. Smash that subscribe button to become part of the family, along with the notification bell so you don't miss an upload or an announcement. And I will see you guys at your next future spouse pick a card reading. Bye, guys.